Hello everyone, this is Hakaym and welcome back to another episode of Funday Sunday. And one quick little thing while we're getting off. Actually, there's actually a couple things I need to point out. Obviously, yes, we are in our Edinburgh, and I'll go ahead and talk about the teams. We are on two brothers. We have a Saipan, two Turbits, Bismarck, Colorado, Bayonne, Edinburgh, Otago, Miyoko, Cleveland, Nuremberg, and a Fabuki. On the enemy team, there is a Ranger, two Turbits, Bismarck, Scharnhorst, New Mexico, two Otagos, York, Cleveland, and two Bliskavickas. And let me say, this is essentially going to be what the fuck, internet, what the fuck. So, first thing I'm going to really quickly talk about, yes, I have the Edinburgh. Surprise! I'll be talking about the Edinburgh later this week. Now, the other thing is, I actually believe I'm coming down with a sore throat, because the back of my throat is actually currently hurting, just talking. So I'm gonna quickly pump this out as quick as I can so I can relax my voice real quick. Now, third thing, and I can't remember what I was wanting to talk about. Well, anyways, I will probably remember it in just a second. So, Edinburgh, I love the British cruisers. It is a fantastic little ship, even though it is very fragile, but that's a British cruiser for you. Now I am moving towards A, and I'm going to quickly cap it as quick as I can. And we only have one destroyer on our team, and they have two, so there's a possibility that the other destroyer is over here. That's at least my thinking. We'll see how this goes. Now, this video really does portray why you should not be using a Wi-Fi connection. I use a Wi-Fi connection because I live on the second story of our townhome. I live with my brother. Our bedrooms are upstairs and my computer is upstairs. And the router is currently downstairs. So, the only way I would be able to do a hard connection would be running a cable, an Ethernet cable, all the way down around my room, run it downstairs into the living room downstairs. It's feasible. I might eventually do it because after this game, I really hate my Wi-Fi. I don't know why, but it always seems like my Wi-Fi tends to drop out right when I'm like combating against other ships or anything like this. But you'll understand. Now there will probably be a few cuts because unfortunately for me the replay does end abruptly, so when I lose connection the replay ends. So there's actually 3 replays of this battle, one for each showing off each section after I lose connection. So hopefully it won't be too bad, but look at that, almost 8,000 damage on that Turpitz. So Edinburgh is very similar to the Fiji in a lot of ways. There's not that big of a difference. The Edinburgh's a little bit bigger. I believe she has better guns. She actually has an 8-barrel AA gun, which the Fiji does not have, and the Turpitz fires at us. Probably doesn't like us shooting them. Fortunately, it only gets over penetration, so not bad. Now, like I said, I don't know why I'm getting sick. I think it's probably a combination of switching my sleep schedule, being very, very tired, and then also I gauged up my ears to the next size, and I think I might have caught something, or they might have become slightly infected. So I think it's actually going towards my lymph nodes and my neck, and causing my sore throat. So that's why I'm thinking what's probably happening. Now, our team, it looks like majority of their battleships have gone to our side. I'm no longer a smoke, but I am currently retreating. But we do have a friendly Colorado that is pushing in, and just watch how quickly this Colorado melts just from pushing him in like this. It's quite outrageous. Now, our team is trying their best. We haven't lost a ship, which is good. We've captured A, and we are contesting D at this moment. But watch this Colorado. Just right now, he is sitting at 12,000. Just watch how quickly he just dissipates from all this focus fire. And this is what probably is a really good point, is how quickly you can destroy a ship if you focus fire. And that's really what you need to do, but it doesn't always happen. It's inevitable. So I want to get into a better position with my Edinburgh. I was behind that island, but there wasn't really anyone that was at a decent range, because the Edinburgh has kind of issues with her range. The velocity on the shells is very sluggish, and you get, especially at your long range, which is only around 14 kilometers, you'll have the shells coming in from the top. So you can get pretty decent penetration, especially against German ships, since they have weak deck armor compared to other ships like this Bismarck. I don't think we're gonna get a good shot. He's starting to angle away. Now the Edinburgh is, at least far as what my ship is at the moment, is not fully upgraded. Actually, I have no upgrades on this ship at the moment, so she's a stock Edinburgh, and hopefully she'll get a little bit better. I know her AA does increase once you get the A hull upgrade, but even without that, the AA is pretty decent. Now the Scharnhorst is pushing in. It does have a Cleveland behind him, and unfortunately my shots go a little bit long. Now one person you probably should keep an eye on is this Bayern. This Bayern actually proves himself fairly useful in a tier 8 match, considering he's a tier 6 Bayern. Now the Scharnhorst is being hyper aggressive right now. He's pushing in, and I'm gonna see if I can drop torps. The Edinburgh has torpedoes just like the Fiji. Once again, Edinburgh is essentially a much bigger Fiji. That's almost the major difference. There are probably a few minor things, such as increased health, as well as increased AA defense, but that's about it. Now one thing I will have to say you really need to work on is controlling and understanding when your smoke dissipates, because sometimes it dissipates and you're caught flat-footed. You do not want this to happen. Now the Cleveland is showing us broadside, and surprisingly the Edinburgh does actually really good against a broadside Edinburgh, but at the same time the Bismarck does a really good job against a broadside Edinburgh. Or sorry, yes, broadside Cleveland. Edinburgh does fantastic. Bismarck against a broadside Edinburgh. Citadels, yeah, not fun. Once again, British cruisers does not do really well against very large caliber shells against the broadside. Quite terrible, actually. Now the Scharnhorst is chasing us. I am taking massive damage. I have 2 guns damaged, actually. I just realized this after watching this replay. So I only have 2 guns ready to use, but at least my smoke is active. Now one thing I will have to say, and this is probably somewhat controversial, is the smoke on the British cruisers are bugged. I will say this straight up and now. Sometimes you'll get two puffs of smoke. As you can see, I did get 2 puffs of smoke right then and there, and was able to lay down smoke for me and still have plenty of room within it. Sometimes you'll only get 1, and then you'll slide right out of it because you are not going slow enough. Yes, this happens way too many times with British cruisers, and the developers say it's all part of the normal British cruiser, and that's going expected. So we did get a Citadel on that Cleveland, and someone takes out that Cleveland. Lovely. And this is kind of where I thought we could actually bring it back, because the Scharnhorst just went down, the Cleveland went down, and now the Tirpitz is about to go down as well. There we go, 1 dead Tirpitz. But all that's left on this side is a Bayern, and let's see, actually no, a Tirpitz and a Bayern is actually moving that way. The Tirpitz is going to try to take on the Bismarck. We'll see how this goes. Now, my smoke is starting to dissipate, or will be here soon, and I do not want to be caught flat-footed. Now, the range on the torpedoes is 8 kilometers. I know and understand that Bismarck is 10 kilometers, but I'm hoping if he does turn in just ever so slightly, my torpedoes still might be able to hit him. The teams are not looking good. And I probably should point out, I just played this game. I just came from this game, and I'm coming straight to recording because this had to be talked about. So our team, we're hemorrhaging ships left and right. We just lost our Cleveland. Fortunately, they've lost all of their destroyers. And our Saipan, oh, those torpedoes are looking good. They just died. The torpedoes just went down. Great. So the friendly Bismarck is actually pushing in towards, or sorry, the friendly Tirpitz is pushing in towards the enemy Bismarck, and I don't know why I keep switching around the ship's names. I'm gonna blame it on the medicine that I just took. Yeah, we'll blame it on that. So we have two choices. We can either try to help take on this Bismarck. I'm a little out of range. Unfortunately, he's well outside my range. Or I can try taking on the York. York, I could probably deal with. But this Tirpitz, I don't understand how he... I think he just got overly aggressive and was hoping he could actually use his torpedoes. But this Bismarck captain was actually a decent player and was able to at least void the majority of it, if not all of it. Yeah, I think this Bismarck actually was able to dodge all those torpedoes. Now, I'm expecting that Tirpitz to be able to take on that Bismarck fairly easily. I know that he's low on health, but we'll see how that goes. Now, obviously, Tirpitz is a ship that you can buy, and a new player can buy the Tirpitz and get on and instantly play it. So you can take a tier 8 battleship out with no experience how to play, and that's why we have Wallet Wars. Not saying that he was one, I'm just saying that can be the case. Now, Tirpitz just went down. I'm exposed. The Bismarck definitely has range, and this York is going a lot slower than I was anticipating. Wow. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and use my smoke. It's my last smoke of the game. So this is going to play very crucial if it were not for the fact that my connection to the internet is somewhat shitty at times. So, York is retreating. I'm not concerned. My major concern is going to be this Bismarck. He could very easily outright kill me. Just 2 citadels and I'm dead. So I'm going to focus him down. Fortunately, we do have a Bjorn who's actually coming in and helping us out, which is very, very nice. But you can see what's happening with our team. Our team has 2 ships, a battleship, and RCV, while the enemy team has 3 cruisers. Sorry, I really don't know what the fuck I'm saying right now, apparently. We have 2 cruisers, a battleship, and a CV, while the enemy team has 3 cruisers, 2 battleships, and a CV. Now, the Bismarck is well within secondary fires of the Bjorn, and I'm trying to help out as best I can. At this range, best place would be the superstructure, especially German battleships have a lot of superstructure. You can see we're getting around 3,000 points of damage, but we're not getting the full extent of the damage due to the fact that he has taken a significant amount of damage, and the amount of damage he can take is somewhat reduced. But you can see that he's actually gone so far back that I'm no longer able to get all 4 guns within firing range. But I really am certain that this Bjorn should be able to take him out, and I probably should switch my attention onto the York. The York is definitely pushing down. Our CV is in trouble. Our CV is going to go down, and we are spotted. But fortunately, this York is not focusing on us. But unbeknownst to me, there's a Atago. Oh, great. Now, the Atago, even with his high explosive, could easily take us out. That damage from his high explosive is significant. Plus, his AP is fairly potent as well. But my only hope is to get torpedoes on him. He does get a citadel on us, and I am wanting to get my torpedoes off. The Atago's reload rate is very, very slow. He does drop torpedoes, but I did have hydroacoustics up and ready. We get a citadel on him, Able to dodge those torpedoes, no problem at all. Looks like we got Citadel once again, but torpedo and one dead Atago. Very, very nice. Now we only have one more heal. The Bayern did take out the enemy turrets. The York is currently firing on the friendly Bayern. Let's see. Can we take out this York real quick? And probably any moment now. There we just got Confederate. Let's see. Can we take him out real quick? That would be fantastic. 5,000. Almost 6,000 points of damage. Should be able to go down here in just a moment. Now, any moment now, I'm about to lose connection from my internet. Alright, so just after losing my internet, I do succeed in killing the enemy York, but at the same time, the friendly Bayern does go down, and I am alone against 3 ships, and we only have about 2 minutes on the clock, and my only hope is to try to take out another ship while capping B and keep us even. Oh, if only, because I even had hydroacoustics up and then ready for the time being, because what am I gonna expect them to do is try to push up towards B and try to kill me, but unfortunately my internet decides to crap out for the second time of the game. Alright, so I'm gonna go quickly slow up because what's about to happen is very quick. I lost connection for the second part, try to reconnect to the internet, and then it gave me a message saying that it could not connect. And I was like, crap. So I had to unplug my Wi-Fi, my little adapter on the back of my computer, replug it in, and had to reconnect. Then I went and connect, then I had to reload the game. And I get back to this. I'm spotted. And there's a Atago showing broadside. Fires AP. And essentially I go down. As you can see in chat, they realized I went AFK. Not due, well, probably somewhat my fault, but not entirely my fault. There's no real way I was able to actually could prevent this from happening. So I do apologize to anyone that was on my team. So unfortunately we got a defeat due to the fact that my internet just downright hates me. And it always seems that every time I have a close quarter where I really need to focus and try hard my way through victory, it goes and loses connection. I swear, it hates me. Or maybe it's just my bad luck. My family is very well known for having bad luck. Well known for this. So overall, not a bad game. As you can see, credits and experience-wise, not a bad game. Just wish it could have ended a little bit better. Maybe a victory would have been nice. Maybe. So we earned 506,133 silver, 5,189 XP, and 260 free XP, plus a Confederate. We did 122,805, 334 shell hits, 2 torpedo hits, 10 planes shot down, 2 incapacitation, 2 kills, 2 flooding, 3 citadels, 6 defended base caps, 2 captured base, and 7 secondary hits. We earned top of the team with a base XP of 1,687. We did well over 26,000 against the Hakaym, around 19,000 towards the York. So overall, not bad. As far as the armor piercing, we did 111,000 with our armor piercing. And with the torpedoes, 11,111, which is actually really cool to see. 11111. I think that was the right number. Ones. Like I said, I'm starting to feel a little sick, so I do apologize if I seem a little bit more off-put than usual. So after everything is said and done, we earned 380,643 silver, so not a bad game. I do run almost every consumable as premium, so that really does add up a lot, and hopefully with this new update coming, that amount is going to be reduced a little bit more. At least I'm hoping, so we'll see how it goes. But other than that, I hate you, internet. I hate your connection. It really becomes frustrating sometimes. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm going to go ahead and end this episode off here. If you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Jen.